Hello everyone. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video once it's done, please like and share. Also, if you enjoy the content that I'm putting out, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you cut on all notification bells so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. Thank you. In all my years, I would have never thought that I was afraid of going fishing. It was something that I enjoy doing. Sometimes I get lucky and sometimes I wouldn't. There were days where I catch a few fish, and then there were days where I would catch plenty of fish. But something had happened that left me shaken and astonished. Something like that could exist in the lake, and it made me wonder what other things lurk inside that lake. So this happened to me last spring. It was the spring of 2025. I was a senior in college, and it was my last year. I was getting my bachelor's degree, and recently, obviously, the college was on spring break. Now, while everyone else wanted to have a wild break and go to Mexico or, I don't know, other places to throw huge parties, I was the opposite. I didn't like parties. I didn't like hanging around large crowds of people. Certainly being around rowdy, drunk college students puking out their guts because they had too much to drink. That wasn't me. I just wanted a quiet vacation. So my father offered me to take the cabin, our family cabin, for a couple of days to relax, do some fishing, and just enjoy what nature had to offer. It was relaxing, and I was pleased that I took my father up on the offer. When I got to the cabin, I unpacked and I got myself together. The best time I like to fish is around the late evening into the night hours. To me, it seems like that's when more fishers are swimming around in the lake. As I got myself together, I went out to the dock area. There were two boats that our family owned. There was a regular paddling boat, and then there was an electric boat. I was deciding if I wanted to use the paddle boat or the electric boat. I decided to use the electric boat for a bit, and I was going to actually speed out there in the lake and then slow it down a bit so the motor won't scare the fish. So I got on that boat and I started up the engine and I made my way out there to the lake. I want to say it was around 5:57 p.m. The sun was about to set and I was excited. I had my fish baits and my fishing rod. I put the bait on the hook and I dropped the hook down into the lake and I waited. Immediately, about 3 minutes later, I caught some fish. I put them in the net and I kept on fishing. I figured that I was going to probably catch a lot, which was great because I had two friends coming over and then also my girlfriend was coming in as well. So it was actually going to be the four of us. As I was fishing, I caught several more fish and everything seemed to be going well. About 20 minutes later, that's when the fish stopped coming. It was odd. They just stopped biting down on the hook. I thought maybe it was just a lull in the action and I figured that it'll pick back up, but it didn't. It started to hit 7 o'clock p.m. It started to get more darker. That's when I heard some splashing. It was off to the back of me, on my right. I turned around and I didn't see anything. But then I heard splashing again. But this time, it was near my boat. I looked and I didn't see nothing again. I thought it was odd. It couldn't have been no animal that big to do that. And the fishes are not big enough to cause that type of splash. I know that for sure. I thought maybe it was a deer or something, but they wouldn't go out this far into the lake. I just stayed quiet and I just waited to see if I was going to catch any more fish. And then I heard the splashing again. I turned around because it was on my other side. And when I looked, I saw something that spooked me to the point I canceled my fishing. Poking out of the water, I saw were eyes. I didn't know where they were from, but they were glowing orange eyes. I couldn't really paint out what color the skin was, but if I had to guess, it was green. It kept moving slowly towards me while watching me. I shined my light on this creature, whatever it was. What I saw and what I seen made me get the hell up out of there fast. It was like some kind of scaly creature, some kind of, if I didn't know any better, it was some type of humanoid creature. The minute I shined a light on it, even though it was a few seconds, I saw its nose, or where its nose should have been at. Instead, there was just two holes for the nose, and the eyes, they looked like cat eyes, or some creature, or reptilian eyes. The minute I saw that, the creature dived back into the lake, and I started up my engine, but it wouldn't work for a few moments. As I was trying to start up my boat engine, I can feel something under my boat moving my boat around. It kept on rocking my boat, that creature. I thought I was gonna fall in, but luckily my boat started and I was able to get back to the dock area. I tied up my boat and I got out of there. I ran back into the cabin house and I sat in there for a bit, trying to think if what I saw was in my head or was it actually real. I was about to just leave, but then I remember the couple of friends were going to be coming over, and then I forgot that I left my fish inside the boat. I caught a decent amount. I decided to tiptoe back outside to grab the net of fish that I have caught, but when I got to the boat area, it was gone. And then, to make matters even worse, I saw some footprints. They were not human footprints. It was muddy footprints of something else. It had 3 toes and it looked like it belonged to some kind of creature. I didn't want to think about if it was the creature I saw in the lake. I decided to text my friends and let them know that I might have to cancel the plans to get together in the cabin, and I told them that something came up and I was going to be leaving. Afterwards, I packed my stuff and I got into my car. As I was getting into my car and I was starting it up, I looked through my rearview mirror and I just couldn't believe it. My eyes were wide with fear as I saw some kind of creature levitating on top of the lake. The minute I saw this, I didn't want to investigate any further, so I drove off, never looking back. I told my father some made-up bullshit excuse, and luckily he believed it. I didn't tell him about what I saw, but after that event, I don't know. I'm really hesitant to go back to our family's cabin. It's not gonna happen. I don't think I'm gonna step foot there, unless if it's a group of people with me.